Hello, yogis. Welcome to your chair yoga practice for today, where we will strengthen our bodies, work on our flexibility, and also our balance. Let's get started in our opening pose of our seated Shavasana, or our seated corpse pose. So lean back into your chair, relax, have the feet flat onto the floor, and then you can close the eyes or have a soft gaze down. And let's start to find our Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath, where the breath is victorious over the body, over the mind. It is at the forefront of our practice. It is the music to our movement. And we find our Ujjayi breath by breathing in and out through the nose, if that's open and comfortable. Breathe as if you can breathe in and out of the lower belly region. So as you inhale, feel the belly expand out. And as you exhale, draw the belly back in, releasing all of the breath. So think more belly breath as opposed to chest. And really feel that stretch of the skin, stretch of the muscles around the belly region. And then let's add a small, slight sound to our breath, as if you're fogging a mirror in front of you, even if the lips are together. So you'll hear a soothing sound to your breath, both on the inhales and the exhales. And we try to maintain this way of breathing throughout our entire practice, but if you do need to breathe in a different way for a few rounds of breath, go ahead and do so. And return to your Ujjayi breath as best as you can. Sometimes the breath can be the most challenging part of our practice, but it is also part of our practice. Let's draw the palms of the hands together at our heart and take a moment to set an intention or a dedication of your practice. And also take that moment to notice if there's any areas of the body that might require some modification or skipping. So always feel free to modify or skip anything that doesn't feel good. Just do what feels good for your body and for your mind and your heart. Let's open the eyes if they're closed. Namaste. Always a pleasure to practice yoga with you. Let's scooch forward into our chair to sit up nice and tall, coming into our seated mountain pose. We're engaging through those core muscles, shoulders back and down over the hips, head pulled back about over the tailbone. Bottom of the chin stays parallel to the floor. Draw the arms alongside the body, turn the palms to face forward, spread those fingers wide, and then on the inhale, let's circle those arms out and up or forward. So find a shape of circle that is comfortable for your shoulders. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms out and up, keep those shoulders down. Exhale, hands to the heart, and we'll do a few more rounds on the rhythm of your breath. And if the rhythm of your breath is different from mine, that's fine. Just always move to your own breath. So sometimes, depending on the time that you do yoga, if it's in the morning, it can help kind of energize your body. And if it's at the evening time and you've had a lot going on, especially on your mind, it can help to slow things down. Because when we slow our bodies, that can also help to slow the mind. Let's draw those palms back together at the heart, interlace the fingers, press those palms forward, move the shoulders down. So press the palms forward and down, spread those fingers wide. And remember, just to a comfortable point, a gentle stretch. So if you need to bend those elbows, that's fine. Inhale, we'll lift the arms maybe just up to the shoulders or a little bit higher, depending on how your body feels. Exhale, release them down. Let's do 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release down. And 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Spread even the thumbs nice and wide. Exhale, release down. Let's draw those palms back together. Change the crossing of the fingers, so opposite pinky in front. And then press those palms forward. Move the shoulders down. Now, if I don't cue the breath, please continue to breathe your Ujjayi breath. Inhale to lift to your comfortable height. Keep those shoulders down. Exhale, release. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. And 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Draw those palms back towards you and then release, hands onto the thighs. Let's move to our spinal cow-cat. Inhale, shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale, pull the navel in round. 2 more times to your comfortable point. Inhale, seated cow. Exhale, seated cat. Last time. Finding that deep Ujjayi breath that feels good to the body and the mind. Let's return to that tall way of sitting. Circle one arm out and up, or remember, forward. Exhale, side bend. Inhale to come up. Exhale, same side. So always find the pattern of the movement that suits your body. So if you do have any injuries or concerns, please be mindful of that. Over to the other side. Inhale, other arm lifts, keep the shoulder down. Exhale, gentle side bend. You can press into the bottom hand to come back up as you inhale. Exhale, side bend. One more time, inhale. Exhale, side bend. Inhale to come up, exhale, release down. Let's take an inhale here and then exhale, just a gentle twist to one side. Hold here for a couple rounds of breath, finding that Ujjayi breath, keeping that head over the tailbone, bottom of the chin parallel to the floor. Feel a gentle squeeze on the side waist, muscles of the side waist. Let's inhale to come back to center. Exhale over to the other side. Relax those shoulders down. Turn the head as far back as is comfortable. And then let's slowly come back to center. Let's draw those arms alongside the body, palms facing each other. And we'll slowly lift one arm, but move the shoulders down. So lift the arm to a comfortable height. And then opposite heel to arm lifts. Get a little stretch for those toes. And then let's slowly place it down and over to the other side. And then down. Let's just do a couple more times on each side. Inhale is when the arm lifts and heel lifts. Exhale is when you release it down. Really feel the muscles of the upper back working in the shoulders too. And then last time, maybe that bottom arm draws a little bit back behind, only if that's comfortable for the shoulders. All right, let's slowly scooch back into our chair. So we're pressing our back into the back of the chair, and let's lift one foot, a few circles of the foot. So really important to warm up through the ankles and the legs for our standing poses. Change the direction of your foot circle, and also just to see how the joints are doing in the legs and how those muscles too. Inhale, press it forward, kick it forward. Exhale, hug it in, point through the toes. So 2 more times on the rhythm of the breath. Now let's circle the knee to a comfortable size, just to see how the hip's doing, the joint and those muscles. Change the direction of your knee or your hip circles. You might even feel a stretch on the inner leg. Let's go over to the other side. Keep the shoulders down. So a little muscular effort in the arms. And change the direction of your circle. Inhale, kick it forward, draw the toes back towards you. Exhale, hug it in, point the toes away. Inhale, press it forward. Exhale, hug it in. And one more time. And now let's circle. So you can start off slow to find your range of motion for this hip. Change the direction of your circle. And then go ahead and place that foot back down. Let's scooch back forward into our chair. Draw the feet and the knees together. Go ahead, lift those heels, hands under the thighs, hinge it back. So maintain that flat back just until you feel the work of the lower part of the belly, maybe the middle part too, and the side waist. So coming into boat pose, maybe arms lift. We'll hold here. Have a gentle squeeze between the inner thighs. And then go ahead and pull yourself up. You can round through the spine. You can sway it out. You can wiggle it out, whatever feels good. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, hinge it back. This doesn't have to be too far. Breathe. Feel as if you're zipping up the front of your torso. So everything's staying in nice and tight to help support the spine. Strong flat back. Go ahead, pull yourself up. Little sway or little stretch, whatever feels good. And then one more time, sit up tall. Hinge it back. Maybe the arms lift a little bit higher or maybe not. Find what works best for you. And then go ahead and pull yourself up. and round. Let's separate those feet a little bit wider than the hips. Come forward onto the forearms. Little roundness through the spine. Maybe a little sway if that feels good. Just a nice little stretch for the back of the body. And then let's press our way up. Elbows in. Roll up the spine, engaging through the core. All right. If you'd like to do the standing poses, please carefully come to stand behind the chair. For our standing poses, the here for support, for balance if you need it. So feel free to keep one or even both hands on the chair. Just only do what is safe and comfortable. Let's start in our standing mountain pose, and I'll give you the side view. So separate those feet hip bone distance apart. I'll tend to pointing as forward as you can comfortably. Arms down by the sides. Turn the palms to face forward. Move the shoulders back and down. Tighten up through the core, and then draw the head back. So imagine there's a wall behind you, and you're trying to get that head just very lightly to touch the wall. And then energize those fingers down. So our standing mountain pose, it's the blueprint for all of our standing poses. So try to memorize the alignment, especially of the shoulders, of the head, that neutral position of the spine. Let's do a few half sun salutes to warm up our standing body. Inhale, draw those arms forward and up to a comfortable height. Exhale, soft, bend in those knees, hands onto the chair. Come into a forward fold, so the depth is up to you. Elbows stay alongside the body. Next inhale, let's straighten those arms, lift up a little higher than halfway, strong flat back. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, press into the hands to rise up with that strong flat back. Feel the work of those legs and the buttocks. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold it forward to your comfortable point. Inhale, strong flat back, lifting up a little bit higher than halfway. Exhale, release. Feel the work of the legs really press into the heels and the hands as you rise up with that flat back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's try to maintain that flat back, especially when we're diving down and lifting. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge it forward. Inhale to come up a little bit. Exhale, release. Let's rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Let's place those hands onto the chair. Separate the feet a little bit wider. And then let's come into a supported forward fold. So soft bend in those knees. Let's round forward onto our forearms. Just get a little stretch, a comfortable stretch for the lower back. If you need to come up a little bit higher, you can on the hands. And then maybe it's a few pedal through those legs. And then have a bend in those knees, really pull in the abdominals so it's supporting the spine. Press into the hands, slowly roll it on up. Let's keep our right foot where it is. Step the left foot back, warrior one base. Heels of the feet hip bone distance apart. Back toes are angled out to the outside of your chair. And then let's bend that front knee. Stack it atop the ankle, track it towards the center of those toes. Back leg is really strong. Feel the outer edge of that back foot into your floor. And then maybe one or two arms forward or up. Pull the shoulders down. So coming into warrior one base. Let's take a couple rounds of breath here. And feel the mound of both big toes just gently press into the floor. That back foot, we have the outer edge of the back foot press into the floor, but we don't want it so much that the big toe mound loses a connection with the floor. Take another inhale and then exhale. Let's place those hands back onto the chair. Hinge it forward at the hips. So maintain that strong flat back, relatively straight line from that back heel to the shoulders. Let's come into a little twist. Let's draw that right arm alongside the body and just turn the shoulders and the chest to the right. And then maybe that right arm draws a little bit back behind you with the thumb pointing up. Find that Ujjayi breath. And then let's slowly unwind. Hands onto the chair. And then let's go ahead and step it forward and move over to the other side. Right foot back. Heels of the feet about hip bone distance apart. Start to bend that front left knee to stack it atop the ankle. Track it towards the center of those toes. Back leg is straight. Upright the spine. Think of mountain pose from the waist up. And maybe one or two arms lift. Both shoulders move down. Breathe here. Find that Ujjayi breath. Think about the mounds of the big toes, making sure they still have contact through your shoes or onto your floor. Nice. Take another inhale. Exhale, release those hands down, hinge a little bit forward at the hips, strong flat back. Feel the outer hips really squeeze in and then come into that twist. So we'll release this left arm down, turn the shoulders to the left, just as if you're looking a little bit back behind you. Left arm at whatever height feels good, thumb pointing up. Breathe. Make sure those joints are comfortable. Make any adjustments you need. Nice. And then let's slowly come on back. Press it forward to step forward. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands to the heart, hands onto the chair. Let's step it back to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, I can be a little bit higher or lower. You can separate the feet wider than the hips, soft bend in those knees, and then a little hinge forward, stretch it forward. So up to you how far back you want to have your feet or how low you'd like to have your chest. I'm going to stay relatively high. Just thinking about lengthening through the spine. Pointy parts of the elbows point down and relax those shoulders down. Little stretch for the back of the legs, for the back of the body. And then slowly go ahead and step it forward, maintaining that strong flat back. And let's go into our Warrior 2 series of poses. Let's first warm up through the legs. Separate those feet wider than the hips. All 10 toes are pointing about 45 degrees. And then let's bend through those knees. Stack the knees atop the ankle. Track those knees towards the center of their respective foot. And we'll keep that spine upright. Think of mountain pose from the waist up. So it doesn't have to be too low. Feel that energy of those outer hips squeezing to keep those knees where they are. Take an inhale and then exhale. Go ahead and straighten the legs. 2 more times. Maybe arms out as you inhale. And then exhale, release. 1 more time. Exhale, release. Hands onto the chair, all 10 toes pointing forward. And then let's come into Warrior 2. So we'll lift one heel, turn those toes and the knee out to the side. Back heel draws in just slightly. We're still trying to square our hips as best as we can to the chair and chest as well. And then bend. Now that lead knee, stack it and track it atop the ankle and track it towards the center of those toes. Maybe 1 or 2 arms, both shoulders move down. Flip the palms, just the arms. Inhale to lift to your comfortable height. Exhale, release down. So imagine there's a wall behind you. You're trying to get your thumb to just very gently graze the wall as you lift those arms up and release them down. And then release those arms all the way down. Let's straighten that leg. Turn all 10 toes back to point forward. And let's move over to the other side. So finding Warrior 2 on this side. Heel to arch alignment. And then let's start to bend through now this knee. So we're stacking atop the ankle, tracking towards the center of those toes. Back toes slightly in, really strong in the back leg. And then maybe the arms out. Can be 1 or 2 arms, your choice. Or maybe no arms. Turn the palms to face up. Inhale, just the arms lift. Exhale, release them down. So 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. 1 last time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Turn the palms to face down and then relax those arms down. All 10 toes pointing forward as best as you can. Take an inhale. Exhale, soft bend in those knees. Hinge forward at the hips. Keep those elbows alongside the body. Hinge forward to your comfortable mild sensation of a point. Inhale, press into the arms to rise back up. Exhale, hinge it forward, strong flat back. Inhale to lift. So feeling the work of the back of the body. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. This time, let's place our either forearms onto the top of the chair or maybe hands on the seat of the chair to your mild sensation of a stretch. So feel a nice stretch along the back of the legs. Move the weight a little bit more towards the balls of the feet to really feel an even stretch. Find that Ujjayi breath. And then walk the hands back to the top of the chair, elbows in, do a little push up to rise back up. Let's come back to warrior two. Lift one heel. Find that nice warrior two. Strong position, maybe the arms out. Let's turn the front palm to face up. Back arm relaxes along the leg or hand onto the chair. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior two. So as we do 2 more times, really make sure that that front knee is staying atop the ankle and tracking towards the center of those toes. It'll want to come in. So really be disciplined about keeping it out. Then release. Let's go over to the other side. First, find warrior two. Making sure that front knee is in that proper position. Arms out. Turn the front palm up. Relax the bottom arm, either on your legs or on the chair. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior two. 2 more times. Just do a nice gentle sway. Last time. Nice. And then release all the way down. Let's draw all 10 toes back to point forward. And then we'll set those toes just a little bit out. So not quite 45 degrees. And then you can also adjust your angle. Come into a side lunge. Start to bend one knee towards the direction of the center of the toes, but make sure the knee doesn't go past the toes. Strong flat back. And then let's come back over to the other side. So just a gentle stretch to the inner legs. Inhale to come up. Exhale, side lunge. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side lunge. And I always want to watch those knees just to make sure that they stay tracking towards the center of those toes and they don't go past the toes. That's for knee safety. And then let's come on up. All 10 toes to point forward. One more. Wide leg forward fold. Take an inhale. Exhale, soft bend in those knees. Fold it forward. So we'll round through the spine so you can have the forearms onto the top of the chair or hands on the seat of the chair. Breathe. Look for a stretch, not only for the lower back, little release there, but also a little stretch for the back of the legs. You'll feel a little in the inner legs as well. Soft bend through those knees, hands onto the top of the chair, roll it on up. Carefully walk those feet towards each other. Let's go into our tree pose, our classic balance pose that we should be doing every day if we can. So let's start with the feet as close together as is comfortable. Think of mountain pose. You can have a hand on the chair for support. Lift one heel, open it up, heel on the inside of the ankle, and then your choice. You can either play with that bottom foot or you can play with the hands, but always make sure you are safe and upright. So find what works best for your body. Breathe. Feel the shoulders relax down, but still feel that essence of mountain pose. This is really great strength work for that standing leg as well. Find that Ujjayi breath. Let's slowly release over to the other side. So find where you do feel at least a little bit of challenge, which means you feel like the ankles, maybe the feet, the toes, they're working hard to make sure you maintain that upright position. So we do want to feel that challenge to improve our balance, but we don't want to feel it so much that we fall over. And if you come out of the balance, that means you're challenging yourself, so that's good. All right, and let's slowly release. Little shake out. And now let's carefully have a seat in our chair for our grounding or stretching poses. For our grounding poses, let's sit towards the front edge of the chair with that good posture. Extend one leg forward, keep the heel down, but lift the toes. Hands on the opposite thigh, hinge it forward at the hips, just until you feel a mild sensation of a stretch. So we never want to go past mild when we're stretching. We want to make sure we stay safe in our stretches. So just something that feels good, a very gentle stretch. Find that Ujjayi breath. And maybe even deepen the breath if you can. That can also help to relax the body. Also the mind. Let's go ahead and press our way up over to the other side. Heel stays down, toes lift. You can have a nice bend in that knee like I do. Hands on the opposite thigh, hinge it forward. So depending on how your body is, the backs of my legs, my hamstrings have always been, well, not always, but have been on the tighter side for more than half of my life. So if you are like me, then we just want that gentle sensation of a stretch. And then you can do the stretch multiple times during the week to help encourage lengthening here. As long as gentle, then you can do it multiple times and make sure it just feels good. So stretching and increasing our flexibility can take some time, but it does require consistency. Let's slowly come on up, re-bend. Let's draw those feet together, either cross at the ankles or at the thighs, whatever feels good. Sit up tall, take an inhale, and then exhale, twist to the direction of the leg that's on top. So my left leg is on top, so just a very gentle twist to the left. And if it feels good, you can even draw that top leg just a little bit more towards the right, so you'll feel a stretch on those outer hips. And then relax those shoulders down. Little internal massage for those organs. Let's slowly unwind and over to the other side. So we're getting a little stretch for those hips as well. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, gentle twist. Maybe just a very gentle drawing of that top leg a little bit over to a little bit more just to get a comfortable stretch to the other side and to enhance your twist, but just something that feels good. Nice. Let's slowly twist, release, lean back into your chair, hug one knee in as high as is comfortable, direct the knee to the shoulder. So you get a stretch to the hip area, the buttock, and also the lower back. And I kind of put my forearm at the crook of my knee. And then maybe you can close the eyes if that feels good to start to invite the Shavasana, the essence of Shavasana in. Let's slowly switch over to the other side, drawing it as high as is comfortable. You can flex the foot too if that feels more comfortable on the knee. Find that deep way of breathing. Let's slowly release. Lean back into your chair. Maybe straighten the legs a little bit. Open up through the chest. I love doing this stretch anytime I can sit in a chair because it helps to reset the spine. And then let's slowly pull ourselves back up to a comfortable seated position. Now let's go into our closing Shavasana, a chance to relax and rejuvenate. You can close the eyes or have a soft gaze down towards the floor. Palms up for more energy, palms down for more calming. Release through Ujjayi Breath and take these next couple minutes in peace. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Send some movement into your fingers, into your toes. Then draw the palms of the hands together at the center of your chest, at your heart center. And recall that intention or dedication you set at the beginning of your practice. Stack the hands atop the heart to feel gratitude to yourself for coming to your practice. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. As always, it is a privilege and a joy. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.